Hello all and welcome to tonight's review, which I am calling the Physical Exhaustion Review because I'm pretty much physically exhausted after moving tons and tons of garbage and furniture for the past few days at breakneck paces. I'm dead tired, sore, and my wrist hurts like hell. So, obviously don't want a heavy beer for that purpose. So I've got something of a lighter, more refreshing beer. And this is, of course, Widmer Brothers Hefe Shandy. So this is a Hefeweizen, American Hefeweizen. More of a traditional German-style wheat beer, using the special yeast involved, including unfiltered, live, bottle-conditioned yeast at the bottom, and obviously natural lemonade flavor, as it says here. Being that it's a mixed beer, it's pretty light-bodied, 4.2 ABV. And I'm kind of eating something light-bodied right now. So, let's read the label really quickly here. Bright, refreshing, and sessionable, Hefe Shandy is made for summer. The original American Hefeweizen gets a bold, new citrusy aroma and flavor from lemon drop hops and natural lemonade flavor. Soak up the summer with Hefe Shandy. And I most certainly intend to. For I am a thirsty man right now. Have me, Hefeweizen glass. I would definitely classify this more towards the Hefeweizen side than Shandy side. In regards to foaming and physical appearance. You'll see what I mean later when it's definitely a Shandy on the other end. Nice big fluffy head, which is what you want from a Hefeweizen. Big fluffy white head. Very nicely carbonated. Look at all that carbonation on the bottom. Cloudy from the live yeast. So when you smell it, what do you get? You get what smells like a mixture of fresh squeezed lemonade and Lemonheads candy. Underneath that, you sort of get that sort of slight phenolic smell of Hefeweizen yeast. And a very nice, sweet wheatiness funk. It's definitely dominated by the lemonade notes, with the beer being underneath it, with that beer being very clearly a Hefeweizen. Also, it smells very sweet, but here's a surprise coming. Wonderfully light and refreshing on the palate. Despite the visible carbonation, not very prickly. Don't want a Hefeweizen to be very prickly in its carbonation. And honestly, very dry. Drier than I expect a Shandy to be, and drier than I expect a Hefeweizen to be. Front, you get lemonade flavor. This sort of continues on to the very end. Very end, it gets sweet, but then the sweetness flashes away and you're left with just a slight ghost of tartness on your tongue. Honestly, the tartness is there from start to finish, but it plays such a bass note to the more active ephemeral notes, you know, kind of fizzing up, that you don't really notice it till the rest of it clears your palate. Among the more subtle notes, in the mid to finish, you get a definite funky weediness on the tongue. More crackery than bread-like. The front, you get very effervescent, very subtle, effervescent yeast notes up in the nose area. Again, most striking thing for me is the lack of sweetness. Most shandies have had a very cloying note. Not at all. Very subtle sweetness here. More or less clears the palate at the finish. And, you know, and probably more importantly, no artificiality to that lemon flavor. It's something, it's a bit intense, but it definitely tastes and smells real. So all in all, this is fairly, I'm finding that, I would say this is fairly complex for a shandy. Obviously it's not going to blow you away, but there's kind of a lot going on there. Multiple layers, which is more than I would expect from a shandy, which is basically just supposed to be a refreshing drink, and this is definitely refreshing in spades. Look how quickly I'm kind of crushing this. But also kind of interesting to drink too. So you can drink it just to have a refreshing drink, or drink it just to, you know, have something of a thinkable drink when you're not expecting it. I'm kind of sorry. I'm just so tired that my brain is kind of fried and whatnot. So very refreshing, yet not one-dimensional. Also affordable, about $8 for a 6-pack here. Probably even cheaper for you folks on the mainland. Eminently drinkable, eminently enjoyable. I would definitely recommend this for people who are fans of shandies, aka sort of people who like lemonade, people who like Hefeweizen, just because, like I said, there's definitely that distinctive Hefeweizen note to this. I think this is only a summer seasonal, and for some reason it hasn't been very well distributed. I've only seen it around one place. Excuse me. But a very, very pleasurable drink. It surprised me when I first had it. I kind of just got it because I wanted to go to a party. It was a hot day and I wanted to crush a few, you know, and ended up being very surprised and very pleasantly surprised. And, you know, I figured I'd save a couple bottles to review, which I did. So, that's your beer review for tonight. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Hefe Shandy by Widmer Brothers. Light, refreshing, enjoyable, yet not one-dimensional. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers.